Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with another Alliance War video, and this is going to be Alliance War Season 60, Number 4, and AOH has matched up against CZSK. I do apologize if you hear some noises of the fan in the background. This is the first war that I'm recording in my new residence as I moved in yesterday, which I guess would have been the day the war after this ended. Yeah, because I'm one war behind right now. And we are starting out on path 9 here, and because I've been using a lot of potions on my alt account, I actually gave the Hood War to my main this war, and then my alt is going to be doing some Warlock fights. I'm still going to be bringing Hood, just not for a bunch of fights. But this is a pretty straightforward fight. Node 9 Phoenix, I do it very often here. Phoenix decides to throw SP1 or SP2 into my hard block, which is just so much fun, but that heavy attack doesn't kill. I honestly expected that to kill. I think that didn't kill because of inequity, because I had really terrible hazard shift RNG on me, but I'm not even sure if inequity affects that detonation. I think it does. Yeah, it does. Right, yeah, modified attack does affect it because the Strife synergy increases it, so it must also be decreased. So then on the next node here, we have this weapon X, and it's shock poison. We're using Shocker. He's shock immune. We're going to only hit in shock, and then we are going to use the poison phase to wait out his berserk mode. So the whole strat behind this fight is to throw 2 SP1s during the first shock phase, and then hit him a little bit more. I wanted to hit him with a full combo there before he threw the special one, but at this point, we're just going to hit him with some mediums, get as much combat power rate as we can. I think I'm gonna, we'll just wait it out here, then we're gonna wait out the poison phase, hit him, and at this point he is dead. We just have to throw off the special 2, and boom, the fight does go down. He does not get any regeneration or like any charges back towards getting berserk again until that timer is up, and he actually died before the timer even came back, so he never even started to build charges again. Shocker into Weapon X is kind of a weird matchup at first, but as long as you time it correctly, it works really well. Like, personally, in my opinion, I honestly believe that Shocker is the single best counter to Node 43 Weapon X, which is an extremely common placement that we see at least 3 or 4 times a season. And Shocker does it in like 40 seconds with 100% health. It's ridiculous. So next up, we are actually getting some revenge on this Path 2 hit monkey that I died to. And if you were unaware, I actually lost a Deathless season to this hit monkey. It was my only death of the season in one of the metas with the unblockable. I forget what the meta was called, but the meta with the unblockable. And I had to use Shocker against this hit monkey, and because I was throwing special ones into him instead of into his block, it didn't occur to me to do that until after the fight was done. So he went unblockable and he hit me, and I died in one combo because he obviously crit me on every single hit. So yeah, we don't want to do that. Our only knockdown in the fight is going to be the special 2, and the evade cannot activate being due to the stun. And yeah, that's way overkill. That actually did, that heavy attack there did more than he has health in one hit. So very nice. Next we have some mini bosses. I have 3 mini bosses this war. The first one is going to be this Knull. We did have to split it up because I was doubling path 2. So I was splitting path 2 with someone that could take that Modok. I believe we used Chi with Odin's. I actually don't remember. I don't think I assigned this war. I don't believe so. But anyways, this Knull's a joke. Node 37 Knull, it's the regen node. Hood's going to fully counter that. This fight is going to be a little bit slow once again because of inequity, which affects all of Hood's damage, including detonations. But we're just going to abuse the beginning of the fight. I'm trying not to let him throw a special attack into the root, so I'm spamming dash back here. And then we're going to get our invisibility there. He's going to parry me, which is insane. But I believe, yeah, there he still throws the special one, which is annoying, but I'm pretty sure he's going to throw the special one again. Yeah. Like, what are you doing, bro? But we just want to time the first special one to remove the, yeah, to prevent the, what's it called, the Nightmare Outbreak? I think that's what it's called. And then there we actually fail the reverse controls from Corruption with the Fate Seal. So we didn't fail the Corruption, but there's no reverse controls with it, so it's basically the same thing. Like, the bad part about Corruption is gone. So, yeah. Here we are waiting for the root to go on him, then we're just going to cycle some special 2s. I know I'm not at any risk of dying in this fight, because Knull does literally nothing on this node. Like, he doesn't interact with the nodes whatsoever, and he's not really a threatening champion during root in any way, unless you don't bring a Nullify champion, and you let him go unblockable after throwing special 1. That's possible, but yeah, it's not going to happen. So that fight goes down, and then we have this one here. This is going to be Onslaught on node 41. We're going to be taking with Shocker, and I've never even taken damage in this fight. Like, I've taken this fight 5 or 6 times. I've never even gotten hit, let alone gotten close to dying. So I'm not going to heal here. I felt like it was pointless because this was my last Shocker fight, and Shocker, that was on purpose. I'm not going to get hit in this fight. It's a very easy fight. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there we were able to use our special 1 to remove the crush. I was trying to bait the special here, but he didn't want to throw it, so I was like, okay. You got to throw 2 special 1s, so I got to throw 1 more here, and at this point I really just need to get back to my striker, and then the fight is going to be over. There we actually get really good AI, and he goes for a heavy attack, so I don't get crushed. And at this point we just combo into striker, into combo into special 2, into heavy, and he dies. That sounded way more complicated than it was. It was combo into striker, into combo into special, into heavy. No, it was just, like, it was actually pretty basic. It just sounds complicated. And then we do have to throw our heavy attack a little bit early, because a full charge heavy from Shocker is longer than the root timer. But yeah, that kills pretty easily. We have 1 fight left here, and it's going to be this Gentle on node 47. If I've said it once, I've said it 10 billion times. You have to place a hood-proof defender here if you want it to have any chance of getting a kill. Gentle is not one of those. Gentle gets hooded very, very easily, because most of the time you're just going to fail his unstoppable with your Fate Seal. I don't know why I was going for heavies in this fight. This is my last hood fight, and I'm at full bullets already. I think it's just kind of instinct for me. If there's no super threatening thing at the start of the fight, that I always go for a heavy to start it off, which is actually really good. Like, that's a good instinct to have, but in this situation it didn't really make sense. There we didn't fail the unstoppable, but I knew that if I threw my special 2, well, 1, it would force his AI to be defensive, because hood special 2, if you throw it into unblockable, it still makes the opponent not like stunned, but unable to dash at you. It's kind of weird. But also, even if he did counter, I would have had the invisible to not get hit by. So, yeah. And then there, we had the Fate Seal fail the unstoppable, which is really cool. And we just want to keep building bullets. I think I'm going to go for a heavy attack pretty soon. Yeah, right there. That makes sense. That's a really good time to detonate. But yeah, we're just going to keep cycling L2s. There we fail the unstoppable once again. Technically, you're supposed to fail it 2 out of 3 times. So at this point in the fight, we failed it 2 out of 3 times, which is what should statistically happen. And then here he's going to, oh, we did fail it. I thought we were just going to go for a heavy there and kill, but yeah, we got 3 out of 4 fails, which is actually pretty cool. And yeah, that heavy attack finishes it off. A little bit of a slower fight, because that was a rank 4 Gentle. And with his physical resistance, I don't do tons of damage on my basics. I mostly just do damage on my specials and my my detonation, but it's still pretty good. And next up, we are going to Path 4, Section 1, and this is my alt account. I am a Path Demon this war on my alt account. I only have 4 fights. And the first one is going to be this Sentinel on the reverse control node. I needed one attacker for just this fight, and my go-to counter for Sentinel almost anywhere is Hood, and I'm aware of the bad interaction in this on this node where the debuffs that Sentinel's going to place on me with the special attacks, they are going to affect my power steal, the petrifies, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm still just going to play it the way I know how to play it and keep cycling, and you still get some power gain off your power steals. It's definitely not nothing. But here we fail 2 of the 3 petrifies. If we'd failed 3 out of the 3, then I wouldn't have reverse controls right now, but it's okay. And then there we failed 2 out of the 3 again. And yeah, we're basically just going to cycle until we run out of bullets and then heavy, because we don't have the synergy here, so we might as well just keep going until we're out of bullets. And then here he throws a special one. We failed every single debuff. We heavy attack. I knew that probably would not kill, but because I'd missed so many hits, I got a bunch of bullets back. And then we also failed the armor ups with our Fate Seal, and that gave us a few bullets back as well. And then here we just need to throw the L2. 100% health finish with Hood. Pretty good fight. I've actually seen some people die there when reverse controls activate off a special 2. They eat the special 2, etc. We're going to switch to Sui's for the remainder of our fights. And I did actually talk this through with one of the other officers in another BG. The benefits to using Sui's here. I'm not using Sui's for this fight. There's one fight specifically I have them on for, which you will see. But yeah, let's just say I had a very scary fight this one. So first up here, we are on, well, not first up. Our second fight here, we have this path for Sinister. Sinister does nothing here. I mean, technically there's the node where you should intercept to not get suppression on you, but who cares? You're hitting so hard, the fight's going to be over so fast, and Warlock Special 2 has so many hits that you're never going to have to worry about glancing. And I'm pretty sure we die before we even get to our second Special 2 of the fight, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, like we literally die before we get... Oh no. I should have thrown that. I thought my basic would kill, so I didn't throw it because it was going to be faster. But yeah, there we go. And 37 seconds. Pretty nice fight. We have 2 more Warlock fights in Section 2. We are going to be going over to Path 6 here. And on the first one, we have the Domino. This is an awful node for Domino, because without me having buffs on me and not being able to inflict debuffs, there's nothing to crit fail. So I'm not going to take damage in this fight. I'm just going to sidestep for every single opening. I'm never going to parry. And Domino's just going to melt. I mean, this is a rank 4 high stake Domino, and yeah, not going to take any crit fail. Throw on a regen boost just for this fight. Why not? Just figured, yeah, might as well. And like I said, we're literally just going to sidestep for every single opening. We're never going to parry. Daunted's not going to matter because we're not taking damage, so there's nothing to get increased. We're going to bait special 2s. We do have the guaranteed crit node on our second medium that we can use to our advantage. But here I chose to not throw the special because of lucky. We're going to wait it out, and then I believe here we're going to go for medium. Yeah, nice. And then we do get the debuffs to stick. So at this point, with the nodes gone, we are going to be taking a little bit of crit fail damage. I believe. Am I not? Oh. Okay, I did get a crit fail there. I don't know what it was that crit failed, but something did. But now we're on to the scary fight, and the reason this is a scary fight is because this IA bomb placed with no willpower. So this is the same guy that placed the Dark Phoenix that I fought on my main account with Hood. So I made sure to check in that fight if he did have willpower, and I watched the video back and I realized he did not have willpower, which means that when I do this fight, I cannot rely on my power control. The only reason Warlock is here is because of poison immunity, which technically you don't need power control here, but if he did have willpower, it would be way easier. because this guy is going to be power gaining a lot. And the threat of a fight like this is that if he gets to special 3, you're dead. Because he inflicts an acid burn that no one in the game is immune to, and it insta-kills you. There is no surviving the acid burn unless you're like using Thing, have max rock stacks, and go for a heavy attack. Like, that's literally the only thing that would survive it in the entire game. And that might not even be long enough, I don't know. But we have to bait specials often, and also we have to be careful to alternate our attacks so that we don't give him the prowess. There, I was not paying attention, and I did 2 medium attacks in a row. But I'm pretty sure for the rest of it, we're going to be good. We are able to actually activate the node on every 10th hit to give him a poison, and then go for our L2, and that's just going to guarantee that all our armor breaks stick, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this fight went really, really well. Obviously, this was a rank 3 IA bomb, but I'm also using a rank 3 Warlock, so it's not really a bad thing. And yeah, we're going to do a pretty good job here, and I'm going to go for a relic into a combo into a special. Didn't end up needing the special, but we did have another 5 to 10% damage there if we needed it, and I am extremely happy with how that fight went. That is actually going to be it. I had a pretty short war today. Between my 2 accounts, I only had 10 fights, which is probably the single lowest total fight count I've ever had. And we did win this war. We won this war with a score of 8-12, so GG's to CZSK. We are now 3-1 on the season, and I have just 1 death total on my main account, 0 on my alt. My PSR overall is 49 out of 50 fights soloed, or 98%, with 22 out of 23 fights soloed on my main, and 27 out of 27 on my alt. I have an active Deathless streak of 31 fights, and a streak of 8 on my main and 40 on my alt. So that is going to be all for today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.